Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Matt with Boys Crypto. Welcome to tonight's live stream. There's a lot I want to discuss with all of you. Blood red in the streets as Bitcoin is struggling to find its footing here as we are on this President's Day holiday, just finishing up with that low liquidity time period. The Asian market's open. They're saying no, we are not going to get the pump that we expected coming into this week, the pump that we were predicting with the post we were making on YouTube here. So let's see if we could get that turnaround. Let's see if there is a reversal in the near term making its way towards us, or is there further blood gonna come? Is there gonna be more dumpage going on into this week? So let's dive into crypto bubbles here. Crypto bubbles absolutely blood red. The 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, hour, day, week, the month is red. Everything's red and has been red, and looks it looks like altcoins are going to struggle here in the near term as Bitcoin dominance is pushing up here on the 1 hour time period to where that 1 hour 200 SMA that I am expecting to be at least tested. If we break above there, we need to watch our altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. I did open up some speculative longs earlier in the day that are currently getting absolutely rinsed and are pretty close to their stop losses right now. Due to a lot of the altcoins pushing above their 1 and 2 hour 200 SMAs, only to be rejected and brought right back below. So we'll see how those longs play out, and we will go over those with each and every one of you. Before we get into anything, let's look at Bitcoin, where we stand. Let's get rid of some of this work here. Bitcoin, and we are still in that same, this is a 2 hour time period, same chop city since the 4th of February. Here we are on the 17th, chop city, chop city, chop city, sitting right on that high volume node. This is going to be a critical area for Bitcoin to hold. If we can't hold above this high volume node, it's likely we come down and test this order block right here and potentially fall further to the downside, right? Potentially falling further to the downside. We are getting overbought on the 2 hour. Let's zoom out to our daily and see what's going on. So the daily showing little signs of life here. We do currently have almost a bullish engulfing candle here on the daily. Let's see if that could hold. I would like to see this close green. Preferably, I'd like to see us get above the high volume node on the daily. Let's see where that sits. The high volume node on the daily currently sitting at about $97,000. I would love to see us close a daily candle above $97,000. But so far, Bitcoin has not been able to close a daily candle above that range for about 2 weeks now, and or about since the 5th, yeah, almost 2 weeks. We've been struggling underneath this range, and though we've had wicks above, right, we haven't been able to get that full candle body closure above this high volume node. So we're going to be keeping close tabs on that as we go into this upcoming week. Let's see if we can get that bullish push this week. The big economic news coming out this week, we have the initial jobless claims, as we've been going over here on the stream for the past few days. That is going to be on Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. Keep your eyes on this news. We are looking for bad news. We want worse unemployment, or we want more jobless claims that will potentially incentivize the Fed to run in and start turning on the money printer, baby. Turning on that money printer, because that's what we're going to need for these more speculative assets to start pushing higher into new price discovery, right? Right now, Bitcoin's struggling bad, right? We couldn't get back above that 15-minute 200 MA. Ever since we've fallen below 97.5, we've been stuck below. We're falling below high volume nodes, and there does not look to be any saving grace in sight here, right? Minus the daily time frame being on that high volume node. So let's see if we get that push. We might fall down to about 95.8 or so, where we could potentially get a little bit of a reaction, maybe come up, test this high volume node. What we want to see is a flip of this high volume node here, right? A flip of this high volume node into support, break the 15-minute 200 MA, and see if we could close this gap up to about 97.5. That would be huge. That would be a huge relief for the altcoins, and we could get on our merry way and move forward, right? So let's look over to crypto bubbles and see what is strong on the day. A big day when it comes to crypto bubbles. There's about 50-50. Honestly, some things are up, some things are down. We are witnessing a giant redistribution of money in this market from the decentralized exchanges and things like that to more lending platforms, things of that nature. Some memes kind of popping. Ethereum making a little bit of a pump here today, showing some signs of strength against Bitcoin. We're going to pull up the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Stick with me today. I'm excited that you're all here. If you guys do not have a TradingView account, feel free to use my link below so you can follow along with all of our trading ideas and have those chart patterns accessible to you as we go throughout the stream. All right, so let's get back into Bitcoin here. What are we looking at in the smaller time frames? We already looked at the daily, the 2 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour, see what we're looking at here. Woo! Get rid of this, that work there. We're still in that chop city, baby, that chop city. What I do like to see is this RSI indicator starting to cross our mark line, right? And the stochastics RSI resetting, looking to push further to the upside. Now, these can get pinned in oversold regions, right, and stay down here for long periods of time. And look what happens whenever we stay in the oversold region for too long. We stay oversold, and we can get a massive dump, right? So we're looking for that curvature and to stay above that oversold line so that we could maintain that this is at least fair value, right? Because when we fall below on the stochastics RSI, it's telling us that this asset is overvalued for the in the near term, and we can see some potential massive dumps, right? Coming from those times when the stochastics RSI indicator is pinned at the bottom, right? We had a pin at the bottom. You could have speculated on a reversal to the upside. We didn't get it. We stayed pinned. We stayed pinned for days, right? On the 4 hour, the 7th, the 8th. the 9th. The entire time, those two days, we were pinned on the oversold on the stochastics RSI indicator, indicating that there was further downside to come in the price action. So let's see what we could get here for Bitcoin. Again, consolidation as we move into the lower time frames. Our 1 hour is just hanging out underneath the 200 SMA. We are going to be looking for that to push above. What I don't like here on the 1 hour is this Adam and Eve pattern forming, right? We got our Adam and we got our rounded bottom here, right? Our rounded bottom, that looks horrible on the 1 hour and is telling me that we are likely to go down here in the near term, right? On the 1 hour time period, and we can come down and potentially test that 92-93 region. Now, what am I going to be looking for in that 92-93 region? Well, as we went over yesterday, that Fibonacci tool, right? We're going to pull this here. We're going to pull this here, and we're going to see if this macro 786 can hold right here, that at about 93. If we're speculating on a reversal, that's where it's going to happen. If we do not get a catch at the 786, we're going to come down very quickly to about 91,000 where we previously tested, and then below there, I don't want to say it's blue skies, but we have very, very little orders here going all the way back down, zooming out, and we've talked about this before, going all the way down to, where's our first stop, the 200 MA on the daily, as we're below all other 200 MAs on the larger time frames, and back down to about $68,000. That would be devastating for the altcoins. Let's see if they can hang on, right? So what am I doing right now? Well, I did open some speculative longs, right? As Bitcoin was showing strength earlier, as Bitcoin dominance was originally struggling, right? Was struggling below the 200. I didn't expect this push up, but we got it, right? We got above the high volume node, and now it looks to test the 200. If we break this 200 and we close the candle above, I'm gonna bail on, I will likely bail on my trades and cut it off as a loss, right? Down about $100 on the day so far on our trading account. Let's see here, a little more than that. $130 today down on our trading account. That is a massive L, but notice that I am using good risk management here. A lot of these trades are heavier trades, right? Going for about 5-to-1 risk reward ratios, and we're still sitting within patterns. I like them. I like where we're sitting. I'm not really too stressed about the near term when it comes to like being down right $100 or so across 4 trades. I am expecting Ethereum being the biggest trade, right? Virtual risking $74 on virtual for about 200. On Ondo, we're risking about 91 for about 300, and on Solana, risking about 91 for 300 as well. Solana looking the weakest of all of them, but I am going to be keeping a close eye on Bitcoin dominance here to see. Oh, we're falling pretty fast, right? To see if we could get a reversal here in the short term. I don't like where Bitcoin's sitting below that high volume node. Let's see if we can get a push, right? And let's see if we can get that rejection off of that 1 hour 200 SMA. If we do not, this is going to take a hammer to the face, and a lot of those trades will likely get stopped out. Let me pull up the chat here, see what we got. See what we got. Oh, Boys Crypto profile picture looking super handsome there, right? Let's see. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, yeah. And a lot of those trades will likely get stopped out. Hello, Boys Crypto. Patience is key, April says. Patience is key, April. Patience is key. All right, cool. All right, we got everything set up. Let's see where we're going here in the near term. Let's see if these smaller time frames can get us any love, but so far it is just blood red here. Ooh, let's get that volume going down. That's interfering with us here. All right, so far it is just blood red, right? So let's take a look at Ethereum. What was I looking at for Ethereum earlier? Man, they tricked me on Ethereum earlier. They tricked me, ladies and gentlemen. We got that full candle body close, beautiful above the 200, the 2 hour 200 SMA. Stochastics were a little overbought, but they were still in the fair value region, looking good. I felt very good. We were above the high volume node, right? As we were coming out of this Adam and Eve double bottom pattern. Well, Matt, why are we still in the trade? Because we are still in this macro Adam and Eve double bottom here, right? it is looking really good with that rounded bottom. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We are not too far under the 2-hour 200 SMA. We have about 46 minutes until this candle closes. I would love to see this candle push back up and at least close around $2,726. That is not a big move. That's about a 1% move for Ethereum. So it is entirely possible, right? But we are starting to struggle, and we're at an area where we have bounced before, right? This yellow support line showing us strength. We've had a bounce here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. There is no reason to me that this support will not hold again. So let's see if that could hold up in the near term. And Ethereum is a great indicator, right, of these altcoins, right? As it is the #1 altcoin, it is a leading indicator for the altcoins. If Ethereum does well, it is very likely that other altcoins are going to follow suit and move forward with Ethereum. So let's take a look over here at Solana. Solana, baby, getting a lot of hate on Twitter today, getting absolutely rinsed, right? My mindset was, hey, buy when there's blood in the streets, right? Buy when there's blood in the streets. But it looks like the blood in the streets is about to rinse us, right? So we have bounced here before, once, twice, 3 times, and now we sit here again. Let's see if Solana can hold its strength as it is testing people's faith, right? People are struggling to have faith in this project. People are struggling to have faith in this project, right? Michaela, I'll get to your question in just a moment. People are struggling to have faith in this project, accusing it of just being a meme pump and dump machine. Is that true? Well, hey, like, ever since the Trump coin came out, baby, yeah, I mean, people have just been launching countless memes on Solana. A lot of them have been pump and dumps. 90% of the projects that have been released on Dex Screener on Solana have been pump and dump schemes. Is this the end for Solana? We are breaking below a key area of support, the daily 200 SMA. If this candle closes below the daily 200 SMA, I am done with Solana. I will not touch it. I will not invest in it. I will not have any money in Solana until we could get back above the 200 SMA on the daily. This screams bear market to me, ladies and gentlemen. This screams bear market to me as where do we come after we test the 1 day? We're going to likely come down to the 3 day, which is down at the $120 level. As you can see for Solana, this looks very double toppy, right? The M pattern forming. Is that going to play out to fruition? Even if we're bearish in the near term, what kind of patterns can we see here? Well, is it likely that we're going to break down, or, you know, maybe we see a shoulder, a head? Are we going to get that right shoulder formation before falling down and starting the bear market for Solana? Or is the Sui network going to take over Solana? Is there something that's better? Is there a new layer 1 out there that's going to come and take over as Solana is just being accused of this meme pump and dump, a scam essentially, right? Who knows? We'll see what happens in the coming days and weeks. I really want to see this daily hold up for Solana. If we get a candle body close, my trade will get stopped out, and I will not touch Solana again until we get a candle body close above the daily 200 MA. That will be the next time that I decide to enter a trade with my stop below the recent low, right? But as you can see, every time that's happened, boom, boom, you would have got stopped. That trade would have played out. That trade, yeah, would have gotten stopped. And you're looking at the bigger move for Solana here, right? Like whenever you get a close above the daily 200 SMA, you're looking for that macro movement, right? Just as we got above right here, right? As we went up to the, you know, and Solana pumped like 10 million%, it feels like 855%. It is likely that that could happen on the way down as well. And our VRVP does not look very good, right? Where did most people get into Solana? Down here at about $20, right? So is that an area that we're going to revisit? Well, I guarantee you when Solana was trading at 250, 260 up here, they never thought that they would see an $8 Solana again, but that possibility is on the table. And let's see if that plays out or not. The bear market's going to be absolutely nasty, ladies and gentlemen. No one is ready for it, right? And it can really wipe people's life savings, right? So I highly recommend sitting on at least a little bit of cash, right? And DCAing in either as we go down if you're speculating on further upside, or at least averaging out as you go up, right? Because there's people who got in here. This is crazy, right? This is crazy to think about. There's people who got in here, right, at $26, $27, right, even lower than that, at that $20 level, and held up through 260 and back down to 20. Imagine how that would feel, right? Like if you held on to an asset, right? Oh, the technology. Oh, the you know, there's institutional adoption. Oh, right? And you didn't take out your initial investment when your trade's up, you know, 10,000% or 1,000%, right? That's going to feel absolutely devastating to those people that are holding on to Solana, right? So if that were to happen again, and I'm not saying that it will, we've gotten below before, right? And wicked right above, right? Is this just going to be a wick, right? Is this day going to end up in like a candle that closes above the daily 200? Can the daily 200 save us? It is yet to be determined. But even now in the 5-minute time frame, it is definitely struggling. You got that rounded top. Yeah, you got that M pattern dumping to the downside. That is not what I want to see, right? And my stop loss is around $171 here on Solana. So let's see if we can get a quick liquidity sweep and a bounce back up. If not, that trade is an absolute wash, and I will not be touching Solana for the foreseeable future, right? So anytime that I see something like this, I want to see that horizontal trend line break, right? And yeah, you could argue that this triangle is already breaking down to the downside. The only saving grace is what if this is a wedge, right? But by that time I'll get stopped out. So this trade is not looking good here in the near term at all. So I'm going to let it play out though, as Bitcoin dominance is testing the 1 hour. If we get rejected here, there could be some relief in the altcoins. Hopefully get rejected back down here, maybe close a candle closer to these either come down and retest the high volume node, or is Bitcoin dominance just going to absolutely rip and Bitcoin steal the show once again, as it has for the past 2 years, right? There's been very few assets that have been able to outperform Bitcoin, right, in its lifetime. And right now, Bitcoin dominance doesn't show any signs of slowing down. There does not have to be an altcoin season, everybody. There does not have to be an altcoin season. There does not have to be an altcoin season at all, right? And just because people on YouTube are super shilling it and trying to make it so that everybody thinks that there's going to be an alt season. Oh, I'm buying more, I'm buying more, I'm buying more. There's not a guarantee of anything, right, in trading. So it is definitely something that you want to keep in mind, right? And on this bigger idea, right, like this was Bitcoin went on its origination right up here at 98%, right? You fall down with the altcoins. You know, are we gonna come back up there, right? Are all the coins that were based off of Bitcoin, is Bitcoin just superior and just gonna rip back up to the highs, right? Are we gonna get a 90% Bitcoin dominance? Well, in 2 years, we've already gained 20%. In another 2 years, are we gonna be up at 80%, right? Is this channel just gonna be never ending? Is this channel in the weekly gonna be never ending? Right? It could be. It could be. Right? Until that channel breaks, it's likely that we're going to respect those levels, right? Bounce, 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 bounce. And then people are still going to be saying up here, oh, the altcoin season is going to be awesome, immaculate, right? We're going to make so many gains and whatnot. Well, you were saying that since down here, and Bitcoin's already stolen 10% of your value from you, right? Where are you speculating on getting a reversal, right, when you're still in this pattern, right? What if it breaks out to the upside? These patterns can break to the upside. It is not likely, right? But they can, right? Get above, test it as support, and absolutely rip to the upside. No one's expecting that. I promise you. You break these prior highs, and it's going to be FOMO for Bitcoin. People are going to be selling their altcoins like crazy, and many will go to zero, go to absolute zero, right? So we got a question here from Michaela. What is an Adam and Eve double bottom? I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you for bringing that up, right? An Adam and Eve double bottom. Let's see. Let's pull up the Ethereum chart right here, right? Boop, and we'll zoom in. We'll zoom on in. An Adam and Eve double bottom is a period of time where an asset sharply declines in value, often after a massive capitulation event like we had right here, right? Back the biggest liquidation event in history, right? You form this massive, this is your Adam, right? This is an Adam and Eve pattern. It is a pattern that has been developed that is known to break out to the upside 90% of the time in the crypto space, right? We can go back and we can find some examples. I'll bring some examples tomorrow for you on the stream, but you have that Adam and you have a massive Eve here, right? And that's why we're speculating on a bounce here, right? As we made higher high, higher high, higher high. You know, you could argue that that was an equal high, but I'm seeing higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? We have a higher low, higher low. Are we going to get a higher low coming in here, right? We do have a local uptrend right here, right, on the chart. So there's no reason to believe that until we crack this low right here down at 26.56 that we are going to see further downside, right? If we make that higher low, we come up here and make a higher high, then everybody's going to be like, oh, we cracked above the 200 MA, let's long and everything, which is the idea that I took earlier, right? And we'd be in this exact same position. So, yeah, that Solana trade about to get stopped. That is devastating. That's sad. Sad to see as Solana was showing strength today, and I was trying to buy the fear. It did not work out. Not all trades work out, everybody. All this stuff is absolutely risky, especially on the weekends. But now that we're during the week, we do have some liquidity that's that can soak us up. So we'll see if that that liquidity can save us here. But it looks like Bitcoin is absolutely dumping. Let's see where Bitcoin's at. And when Bitcoin dumps, what happens to Bitcoin dominance? We get the pump. We get the pump in Bitcoin dominance. And look at that, rearing its head above, just showing why Bitcoin is the king asset, right? Rearing its head above the 1 hour 200 SMA. And are we going to get a pump out of that? We definitely can. As Bitcoin's dumping, Bitcoin dominance is going to pump. People are going to fear for their altcoins. People are going to fear for their altcoins and run into Bitcoin, right? Because they know when Bitcoin falls, Bitcoin may fall 10%, but the altcoins will fall 40, 50% from where they're at, right? Well, that's a likelihood. That's a likelihood. So that's it. That's an Adam and Eve double bottom. Let's see if we could find any patterns like that. Yeah. So the bigger idea, right, is what we were looking for. And that's why it has a 90% chance. It has a chance of not breaking to the upside, right? You have your Adam here, and you have your Eve, that nice rounded bottom. And if this bottom doesn't hold, if this low does not hold, this Adam and Eve is absolutely busted. But that's on the you can see that on the 4 hour time frame a little clearer, right? But let's look at the 1 hour. This is why I'm seeing a lot of confusing indications on the chart, right? And I wish I could tell you guys where Bitcoin is exactly going to go or where it's highly likely to go. But right now we're seeing so many confusing indications. Look at this. This is an Adam. It got busted for a second there, but this is an Eve, right? So you have a 90% shot of breaking to the upside according to the 4 hour time frame, but now you have a 90% shot of breaking to the downside according to the 1 hour, and both of them cannot be right? So we're going to be looking for that. We're going to be looking for Bitcoin to hold its ground right here, right? And hopefully take over with the larger time frames, as you always want to keep a little. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, right? But anytime you see patterns on the higher time frames, right, you want to give it precedence over the lower time frames. Well, why? Well, that gives us so much more data in the higher time frames that allows us to make better decisions, right? If I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, right, you can see on the 1 minute chart as I zoom in, these candles are absolutely massive, and it's very difficult to catch moves, right, in the short term, right, on the 1 minute, right? But you know, the 1 minute 200 SMA being a good signal, right? Long here, short here, long here. You know, the red line, you know, you could long and short accordingly, but that is definitely high risk, right? Because you get you're going to get into areas of absolute chop and nastiness, right? Look at this. Chop, 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 liquidate, 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 liquidate. And anybody on high leverage, right? The people who trade on the 1 minute time frame using 25 plus leverage, you're going to get absolutely rinsed, right? In the in periods of chop, right? Now, the 1 minute 200 SMA is a great area to predict reversals, right? You had a massive capitulation, right? You got above the 200 SMA, and what we do, we had an absolute massive pump. So could that be what's going to happen here? Are we going to get a break, you know, this little wedge right here? Again, on the 1 minute, super high risk, right? Are we going to get a break of this wedge? Are we going to get a break of this wedge? Are we going to break higher, right? And test this 1 minute 200 MA, flip it, and then break up to higher prices? Could definitely happen, right? It would absolutely blindside as a lot of people, as it would blindside a lot of people, because people were expecting this one as this 1 minute 200 MA to break, fall into the downside. A lot of people are short from up here though, which increases the likelihood, right? You can see a high volume node there, increases the likelihood of us. Oh, excuse me, dry uvula. It increases the likelihood of us coming up and squeezing those shorts, right? But you know, people are long down here, but there's so many more shorts above us. There have to be, and here's why, right? Look at this downtrend, right? You got shorts here. Shorts are anywhere where you have, you know, where you're looking at tops that haven't been tested, right? Yeah, shorts here, right, from the top. You have shorts that are open from here, 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 right? Look how much liquidation there is, the ability to just squeeze up very quickly, right? Which is an event that happened like right back here, right? We were struggling massively, right? And we pumped from 96 all the way up to 98 in the matter of an hour and a half, right? So that was a massive pump for Bitcoin. Could we get something similar to happen again? Absolutely. Look at all these areas that people were likely to short, right? People shorted, people shorted, people shorted, and they were never tested, right? So they have these shorts open, and a lot of people speculating that, hey, boys, crypto, I think that was the top, right? That could have been the top. Look at these. We got shorts, shorts, shorts. That's the top, right? Are the market makers just going to let these people hold their shorts open, right? As we fall down through this gap in the VRVP, in my mind, that's highly unlikely. But at the same time, look down here. We'll change this. We'll change our highlighty line. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why that did that, right? Okay, we're going to use blue anyway. You know what? You have, look at this. You have longs. 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 So we have so many areas where people were able to short right real close above us. It doesn't make sense to me for us to liquidate all these longs and let this many shorts rest in the meantime in massive profits, right? And we fall that far, that allows people to cash out, right? The people that have been holding for down here have been holding for so long that the funding rate, right, might not or is not conducive to them, because the funding rate is negative for people who are long. So they're paying a fee the longer that every 8 hours they hold their long open. So it's likely that they would have cashed out at least some point around here, maybe during this massive liquidation, right? Take profit, take profit, take profit. They had so much time to take profit, right? I don't see a lot of longs being, you know, left open from down in these ranges, right? Unless they wanted to get feed to death, which, you know, I'm sure there are people that have, and there are people that, you know, just leave their longs open and allow the fees to rack up, right? Like that guy who controls one Bitcoin for $44 at 100x from the bear market lows, right? So that could be what's happening, right? But in the near term, we have so much liquidity up here. I just don't see how we don't go and test the top. Let's see, what do we got here going on in the chats? If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I want to hear your questions. I want to see what people are talking about, and I want to go over whatever you guys want to go over. What's everybody thinking? How are we feeling about the market? What coins are we interested in, right? While you guys are creating that question, let's go over to Dex Screener. I love Dex Screener, right? It's for the fun coins right here. We're going to discuss what we went over the other day, the Mandy coin, Everybody making so much money on Mandy coin, right? Let's get over here. I am a human. Come on, Dex Screener. Let's go, baby. All right, let's pull up our friend Mandy. Mandy coin, baby. Project Moon Gold's PMG, Project Moon Gold. This is his project in association with his nurse girlfriend whose business is hedged on this thing, right? But the other day during the stream, we massively cautioned to the wind, right? That these assets are high risk, right? So what happened the other day? You can't believe it, right? Oh my gosh, we cannot believe it. What happened? Oh, wrong picture. Ah, we can't believe it. What happened? They rugged the Mandy coin. Right? Now, you may be thinking, but Boys Crypto, look at this. I thought we were just talking about the Adam and Eve double bottom, right? Is this an Adam and Eve double bottom? Well, anything is possible, right? Can we get that rounded bottom and shoot towards the upside? Yes, we absolutely could. But you're talking about an asset, right? That, and honestly, a lot of the community, there's no way that they have complete and full trust in the project. They did down here, right? As it was climbing, right? Everybody making money, right? That was the whole point of it. Everybody's going to make, you know, giant loads of cash. And they did, right? If they got out and at least removed their initial investment. Even PMG was saying, he said, at least take your initial investment out to protect yourself. Why? Look at this move, right? We got done streaming, right? Around midnight or whatever. Where was it? We got done streaming. Oh, is this Eastern Standard Time? No, it's not. Let's go. We got done streaming. What time zone am I in? Oh my goodness. New York. Oh, this is New York time. All right. So let's look back here, right? And we got done streaming around midnight, you know, the night before, you know, 1 o'clock. and it was pumping, baby. It was pumping. You had a massive 84% pump afterwards, right? During the day, right? During that mid-afternoon. And we watched this, right? We watched this. Yes, we are in the central time zone, right? But we got the New York time up, right? So we had a massive 96% drop to the downside. That was a massive blow to the community, and it happened in about 3 hours, right? You went to take your dog for the walk on the beach, right? And you come back and you're down 96% on your investment. What happened? That is absolutely crazy, right? What happened here? Where, you know, the holders are going down. Somebody big must have sold, maybe cascading liquidations, right? But on something this new, you can't hold open leverage positions. So either people were trailing a stop, a stop to get out at a certain time. Good night, my note. Some people were holding a stop to get out at a certain time, right? And everybody just started selling at once, right? And that led to that cascading liquidation effect. 96% to the downside and is struggling to recover. We got in at Mandycoin upon its creation around a $200,000 market cap, and we were averaging out as we were going up. We left a quarter of it to ride. We left 25% of our Mandycoin to ride, and it's gone. It's done. It's done. Boop. Right? But we were still able to pull money out of the market because we removed our initial investment and started taking profits as the asset went up, right? Out of a even though the coin did claim to have like real world use case, right, and implementing healthcare with AI and all that kind of stuff, it does not appear that the market agrees, and it is struggling to recover, if it will ever recover at all. So we will see. We will be tracking Mandycoin here, right, as it has been super popular throughout the course of the last couple days. And as it's been on a meteoric run, right, from the bottom, $200,000 market cap all the way up to, I think it got up to like a $10 million market cap at one point. It did. $16 million market cap. Now it sits at 3.2. So I highly recommend you do your own due diligence when you're investing in any project that has a low amount of liquidity, right? Still a fair amount of liquidity in this, about 215,000. But man, I find it hard to trust any project that gets absolutely wrecked, by 95% in 3 hours. That tells me no. That tells me, boys, crypto, stay away. We do not want to enter or just be around projects like this for a long period of time. You want to go in and out on these smaller projects, right? Especially meme coins, because when Bitcoin starts to struggle, these meme coins are going to start to struggle, and they're going to start to bleed, and they're going to bleed fast. Why? Because everybody knows that Bitcoin's a store of value, right? And the government's taking it on. Everybody's buying Bitcoin companies. Michael Saylor, right? Microsoft potentially, Amazon, Tesla buying Bitcoin, a lot of people buying Bitcoin, and people know that, right? Those big institutions are going to scoop up Bitcoin at cheaper prices. We don't necessarily know that about Mandycoin, right? That hasn't really had any institutional adoption or anything. So this is going to suffer massively, right? Comparatively to Bitcoin and some of the higher value alts, right? Yeah, alts getting absolutely demolished right here. Let's pull up the bubbles. And, just red everywhere. That, it is kind of sad to see, right? Like, after we did have a day that started off really, really promising, on this Monday, right? We had a massive pump as Asia opened, and we've just been dumping ever since. So that is, it's just tough to watch, man. It's tough to watch. All right, let's talk about XRP. Let's go over XRP. I love going over XRP, one of the premier coins of this bull run, right? Brad Garlinghouse getting into the White House, a lot of banks potentially getting into the project. And I went over my trade ideas yesterday, right? As far as XRP goes, to sit on my hands until one of these trend lines decides to crack, right? We break this lower trend line, right? And we bearishly retest. I'll be looking for a breakdown, right? A short opportunity here going down through the high volume node. Why am I looking to short an asset that's been getting absolute massive institutional adoption? I'm not talking about institutional adoption. I'm just talking about the charts here. We have massive amounts of people that just bought, and people weren't selling here. And I promise you, the fear on an asset like this can get absolutely crazy when you're talking about people getting in up here, all the FUD, all the people talking about, oh, XRP to $10,000. Impossible, by the way, right? I will take advantage of that short and go against the narrative for a juicy. I mean, that's 7-1. I'll probably take the I'll probably take the 3.75 to 1 risk reward ratio down to $1.47, right? And you know, we still haven't had a fib retracement that's been substantial yet on XRP, so that would be my short idea for XRP, right? And going into a long scenario, where am I looking to long? Well, I'm looking along a break of this 4-hour 200 MA, a retest, right, of the top trend line, and potentially the 4-hour 200 MA, a stop below the recent low, and I will target the technical breakout pattern of this triangle here and get that 3-to-1 juicy risk reward ratio on XRP, and we'll see if we could target that higher $4 price target. We will see, but for right now, I'm sitting on my hands. We'll see what happens to XRP in the near term, and news events can move this asset quite wildly, right? As you can see here, the SEC was starting to fail off. Gary back off their lawsuit. Gary Gensler resigned. Donald Trump got in. He's hanging out with Brad Garlinghouse, taking pictures in front of his dining room. That's exactly where you want to. That's exactly where people started speculating on higher prices for this asset. So let's see where it goes. I'm excited to see where XRP goes in the near term. It is critical that it maintains above that $2.42 region, right? That high volume node there, the area where the most amount of XRP has been transacted. So that shows a huge volume shelf right here. If we break that, there isn't a lot of volume beneath this. It's like rolling a ball off a hill. Once you fall off one, you're likely to come to another. Where is this next one at? 59 cents. That's crazy. Is XRP going to see a retracement that violently? I don't think so. I think we'll stop at that $1.47 region, but we have to acknowledge that that is on the table, right? In a single day, we came down a 40% correction. You know, a couple of weeks of bearish price action, Bitcoin decides to give on us. We fall back down to that $70,000 price target. I do not see XRP holding up in these higher prices. I don't see us holding above that high volume node. Anytime Bitcoin starts struggling and falling with weakness, right? You can look back through history anytime, right? Bitcoin has been struggling. The altcoins have fallen and bled massively, right? They're completely speculative on Bitcoin's price action. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up more. Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down more, right? So they are very, very, very speculative and relatively small in market cap, as Bitcoin's sitting at about 2 trillion, where a lot of these altcoins are sitting at 100 billion. Not even a lot of there's not many in the top 10. I think there's only 4 or 5 that are over 100 billion. And you're looking at a lot of assets that are sitting at the $1 billion level. Those prices will get absolutely rinsed, right? Yeah, the prices will fall to the downside very quickly if Bitcoin does start to take a turn to the downside, especially if $500 billion comes out of Bitcoin on a 25% correction. You best believe that a couple million are going to come out of your small altcoin that is worth, you know, 500 million or a billion, right? You're going to see those massive corrections, you know, $billion projects falling down to 250 million. On a move like that, right? Just very, very likely based off of history, right? Like when Bitcoin fell, this was a 10% fall for Bitcoin. XRP, one of the leading altcoins, right? Down 42%. So it just shows the power of what, you know, how much these coins depend on Bitcoin and its price action here in the near term, right? So that is what I have for XRP. What other questions we got? April says she loves the stream. Thank you so much, April. Really appreciate you. You are a legend. I can actually understand what my man says about all day. Thanks, boys, crypto. Of course, April. Anything to help you understand your man. All right, let's see what else we got. We got some hundreds in the chat. Thank you, Michaela. Definitely miss you. We went over that Adam and Eve. What is my favorite crypto project from April, right? My favorite crypto project. Let's talk about Ondo and Chainlink. Let's talk about Chainlink. This is one of my favorite crypto projects. Is it in the dumps? Yes, but you know, where a lot of altcoins are sitting at their bear market lows right down here, Chainlink has been relatively strong. Again, we are approaching that daily 200 MA, and not talking from a charting perspective, right? But World Liberty Financial, Trump's been buying massive amounts of Chainlink, right? Trump's been buying massive amounts of Ondo. I'm sticking with the narrative of the president, right? There's no way that the president, in my mind, right? Again, not financial advice. There's no way the president is buying boatloads of Ethereum, boatloads of Ondo, boatloads of Chainlink, and I'm talking hundreds of millions of these assets, and they're just going to dump to oblivion, right? That's what my mind says. Like, does he know something? He has to know something, right? Going into the upcoming year, Q1, where historically the most profitable time for cryptos, right? It hasn't been so far. It hasn't even been close. We've had a pretty static Q1, and altcoins have just bled to nothing. This past month, Q1, right? February, historically the most bullish month. I mean, January is the most bullish month for crypto, but in the past 30 days, month over month, right? Dating back to like January 15th now, right? I think it's 15th. Yeah. Look at this red, right? Historically, we have never seen this before. We have never seen a bearish January like this. Last time during the bull run, Ethereum moved 131% in January, right? And here we are, and Ethereum's dumping massively, right, to the downside. And it's 20% from where it was a month ago, 20% down from where it was a month ago, more than that, 33%, I believe. So where are we right now as far as like speculation on where this is going to go? Are we going to get an alt season? I don't know, but I can't see the president of the United States buying a project like Chainlink. What does Chainlink do? It is a oracle that facilitates smart contracts and allows real world assets, and it allows everybody to interoperate together through banks and cryptos, essentially to communicate with each other. If every crypto was a person, Chainlink is the telephone, right? So it is something that I think is going to do relatively well over time. Has partnerships with people all around the world, partnerships with BlackRock, partnerships with big banking institutions, MasterCard. It has tons and tons of partnerships. I believe in the project long term. I also believe in the tokenization of real world assets. Let's pull up Ondo here. Ondo, one of my favorite projects, speculative investment. We just had the Ondo summit that just happened a couple days ago, a week ago or so. And a lot of good things came out of there. Larry Fink talked about it. MasterCard was there, talking with the Ondo representatives. Trump's sons were there. There were a lot of bullish news coming out about Ondo real world asset tokenization. Larry Fink says it essentially every time he's on the news network. He says, I am so bullish on real world assets, it's ridiculous, right? And this chain allows people to tokenize things that are real, things that you could hold. You could tokenize houses, you could tokenize, right, cars, things of that nature, so you don't have to go through a middleman like a realtor or somebody, right, to be able to purchase or transact those things, saving people thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars, right, utilizing this token and this chain. I'm very bullish on Ondo. I think Ondo is going to be doing really well over the course of the bull market, but at the same time, right, regardless of how bullish things have been, right, Ondo has been absolutely smammered, down 43%, absolutely devastating, right? From where it was at the highs. Is this a pennant that's going to break out eventually, or is this a wash for almost all altcoins, right? This is kind of like a half cup handle, right? Are we going to get the breakout here and move and explore to higher prices? We could, but there's definitely weakness here in the charts, right? The weekly's oversold, the daily. We've had 6 red days in a row for Ondo. Come on, Ondo, what are you doing, right? But that's not anything different than any of the other altcoins, right? You could argue that about any altcoin right now. Look at all the altcoins, down 40%, 47%, right? Actually, where's Ondo on here? Ondo. Boop, 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 boop. Ondo on the month. Ondo on the month looks really strong, down 10%. But when you compare that, right? Oh, down here's Ondo. 10%, right? It's a smaller bubble, relatively good, right? Tell me that's not good compared to the rest of the things you see on this chart, right? Look at some of these things. Radium down 37, Fetch AI down 41, Gala 41, Bonk, meme coins devastating, virtuals, right? Getting absolutely schmammered, 61% down. Like what is going on? Aave, right? Another, not down as bad. The president's been buying tons of Aave, right? So it's been really cool to see some of these coins that the president's buying, right, through World Liberty Financial kind of hold up, but they're still down massively, 10%, 18%, right? The Near protocol, right? Another real world asset, right? Real world asset converter down to $3.21. A lot of people thought we would never see these prices again. Jupiter was doing really well, over $1 now, down over by about 73%. Jupiter doing well, over $1, now down to about 73 cents. The Trump coin, look at this a month ago. Wait till you see this bubble. This will be, I remember when this was the biggest green bubble, everybody else does too. When it was crypto bubble, my family remembers, I used to roast it and be like, wow, this is the biggest bubble. It was this big, everybody. It was looking juicy. That giant bubble, all these other bubbles couldn't fit in here because they were smashed aside by this giant Trump coin that was up 700, 1,000%, and now you're looking at Trump coin, and it has been absolutely devastating. When this gets to 2 days from now, when we're sitting at $70, you're going to see the biggest red bubble on Trump coin. It'll be down about 80% from the highs. Let's pull up Trump coin right here. Let's pull up Trump coin. Good old Trump coin. Look at this devastation. You never thought the president would rug pull you, but to me, that's a rug, man. That's a rug. That's a rug. What is this? Right? From the highs, you're down 79%. That is devastating. Below all the high volume nodes, right? Where a lot of the people who got in at the beginning are, right? Probably praying for a push up, but that's devastating. That's a rug pull by the president. I don't care what anybody says, it's Trump. Like, you'll definitely bring it back up. Okay. Hold the coin. Get a bunch of Trump coin, right? Maybe it's the next Bitcoin going to the moon. But look at this. This is devastating. Like, we had a pump there, and that was a quick short squeeze, right? But man, we just fell right below the 1 hour 200 SMA again. Look at this. This is an hour chart, everybody. This came out less than a month ago, and everybody got rugged. It's horrible to think that the president would do that, but he has not publicly acknowledged this. How can the president of the United States not publicly acknowledge something like this? A coin that he backed on his Twitter said, "Oh, everybody, my meme coin's live. Melania's live." I don't even want. We'll pull up Melania too. Let's do it. I love talking about meme coins, man. This is the reason, right? I stay away from meme coins with 99.9% of my crypto holdings, because look what happens to 99% of them, including ones that are endorsed by the president, right? They get pumped. I guarantee you insiders got out up here, and absolute devastation, right? There's no other, I cannot believe that this is almost at, this is at where the low is at 1472. And the TradingView doesn't have all the data, right? Because when it was on Dex Screener, it was trading in a couple dollar range or whatever, but, this coin doesn't look like it's coming back. It doesn't look like it has any life. And I'm sure Trump will come out one day and be like, "Oh, hey, my Trump coin, like, we're releasing or we're burning," or something like that. And this thing's going to absolutely shoot up, right? And then the hype's going to die down. He's going to, I hate to think that he's using everybody for exit liquidity, but look at this. You use the American public for exit liquidity. He made more money in 48 hours. President Donald Trump made more money in 48 hours than every president that we've had in the history of the United States has combined over the life of the United States. That's how much money President Donald Trump made. His coin went up to about a $70 billion market cap. What is that? That's ridiculous. Or a $40 billion market cap. I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Coin market capo. Let's see what we got. But the president made billions. I remember he was asked by a reporter. It was so funny. He said, "Sir, do you plan on continually releasing financial products that?" And it was up here in the top. It was in the top 15. "Sir, do you plan on releasing financial products that continue to benefit yourself, sir? I'm a little confused." He's like, "What are you talking about? How could you not know?" I promise you that if I woke up and I was a couple $1 billion richer, I would know. "What are you talking about? I don't know how it's doing." That's what the president said. "How is it doing? Is it doing well? I know we posted about it, but is it doing well?" You're telling me you didn't know about? You telling me you didn't know you were a couple $1 billion richer? Yeah. Give me a break. No way, right? And I get it, man. I get it. It's the president, but geez, what is this? Look at this. Look. All right, let's see. Pull it up by market cap. Where'd we get to? I was talking $44.6 billion. No. This can't be right. Okay. This was the total amount of money in it. Why Why is this value so much less than was the actual market cap? This is the diluted market cap, right? Well, what's the difference? What's the, wait, hold on. We're looking at virtuals. We're looking at virtuals. Why did virtuals pull up? Let's see. That couldn't have been right. Here we go. Official Trump. Official Trump, baby. Let's hop on in here. Oh, this is going to be so good, everybody. Sit on your hands for this one. I love it. I love it. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. $71. So you're telling me, you know, oh, can we back it up here? We can't. From January, on January 18th at midnight, you know, we were worth $1.3 billion. You know, and you own 80% of the supply. And, you know, it goes from $3 billion to $4. So you made $8 billion in 24 hours. And you didn't know? You didn't know? Are you kidding? I would know. I wake up in the morning. I know if I'm $80 richer or poorer, minus $8 billion. That is ridiculous, right? So I think that did a huge disservice, right, to everybody. I think that was a huge disservice to the American public speaking about it like that. Come on, I think we deserve more from the president and his official Trump coin. Have we heard about it since? No. Let's go to something more fun. I don't even know if they have it on TradingView anymore. They probably kicked it off TradingView. Melania, baby. Melania, the first lady of the president, has to go up, right? Oh my gosh, look at this rug pull. Rugged by the president. It's crazy. By the first lady. I wonder how much money the first lady made. How many Louis Vuitton bags did she buy with all of this juicy dough, right? From $12, which was about the top, right? And there was price action down here. People wrote it up, right? And then it got rugged. Insiders sold off massively, right? And this happened so quickly. This happened so quickly while people were sleeping. 72%, you know, in a day, in less than a day. People were sleeping. Got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And now look where it is. $1.25. There's no way I would touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. No way. You're about to crack the prior low. This is going to zero. The first lady's coin is going to zero. I'll put my trader stamp on that. This is a meme coin. This is what meme coins do. It's a pump and dump. It drives me absolutely nuts. And you know what? How did people get into this originally? It was released on the Solana chain. Let's go back and see. Was Solana getting massively overvalued during this? I would argue yes. When did Trump coin come out? Look at this. Right around here. Where you had a pump. Solana went up 40%. One of the most massive altcoins in the game. 63% over the course of a week. What was happening over the course of the week? This was the Trump coin. Trump coin saved it. Why? Because people needed Solana in order to buy it. You couldn't buy it with dollars. You had to have a Solana wallet. So you need to have Solana to buy it. So people bought Solana just so that they could buy Trump coin, which is tied to Solana, right? And I don't think, you know, it's just a shame to see. It really is. In my opinion, right? Are we getting that shoulder, head, right shoulder? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Is this it for Solana? Is this the end? Is it going to be replaced by something else? Is the Sui network going to take it over? All right. Are we going back to $57 on Solana? It's possible. Look at that. It is possible. And what does that line up with? I'll bet it lines up with a 618786. Going from the bottom to the top. Wow, what do you know? That lands right around that 786 region, right? 786 to 886 retracement. Could happen, right? Then you're forming a bigger cup and handle, right? Pushing further to the upside, maybe. You know, but, you know, there's a lot of very, very harsh accusations on Solana right now. The creators of Solana are going to have to come out and say something, right? Because so far their program has, you know, as it was doing really well. And then it became a pump and dump machine for meme coins. And that's showing in the price. That's definitely showing in the price. And I think people are really scared about Solana and where it's going in the near term. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. All right, any other questions in the chat? Anybody have any questions in the chat? Let's look here. Yeah, breaking the daily 200 MA. Ondo, one of my favorite projects, getting absolutely rinsed. Every crypto getting absolutely rinsed. The 5-minute time frame, little green. Look at Hyperliquid. Look at Hyperliquid, 7% in 5 minutes. Let's pull this up here. What happened to Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid Boom, baby, boom. Look at this flag that we put out earlier this week, right? On the daily time frame, looking really good. We got a bullish engulfing candle. Look at that 5-minute candle. Look at that. Look at that 5-minute candle on hyper liquid. Disgusting. A 10% jump in 5 minutes. There will be a retracement from that. How many big candles do you see like this that kept going? You don't. There, maybe one. There was one. Came right back down. Can we see this on the 5-minute time frame? No. Let's look on the hour. I'll bet it was a giant. Yeah, look at that hourly candle, right? How many of these do you see that haven't come right back down? Look right here. Boom, down. Boom. Consolidation. Hey, that's not bad. Boom, down. Yeah, a lot of quick retracements going to happen here on hyperliquid, but that would have been a great scalp. Let's see what happened. As we're zooming in, we broke above the 200 MA on the 1 minute, and we were gone. We were gone, right? Now, it doesn't happen every time, but the 200 MA, a great signal, be in and out of trades. That is a massive short squeeze to the upside for hyperliquid. I'll bet that took out a liquidity zone here, right? Yeah, people with their stop losses above here got absolutely wrecked. Now back to the downside. That's what the market makers like to do. They like to rinse people like that. Devastating, right? So the 5-minute kind of being exacerbated by hyperliquid here in the near term, right? But look at that. Red, right back to red. Red, red, red. Are we going to see any green over the course of the night? Or is this just going to continually fall to the downside? Altcoins getting punished. This week looking horrible. The month getting redder and redder and redder as we go along. Yeah, I'm not liking what we're seeing, and our trades are getting absolutely rinsed here. Trades getting absolutely rinsed. Yeah, trade's been stopped out, and our account is falling massively, right? Massively in the near term. We will build this back up. That is okay, but we're looking at, I'm going to get out here. I'm out. This $5,000 to $10,000 account challenge is getting difficult, everybody, as we're back to about where we started. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Account worth about $5,034. Definitely tough to stomach, but I'm not gonna just let this. I'm not just gonna take this fall and ride it to the downside. Absolutely not. I'll get back in whenever we see some more strength. But this is disgusting. This is horrible. This is horrible. Everything red. Is this giving us signs that unemployment's going to come in worse on the weekend? Are we going to get another massive capitulation candle? It's likely, right? We get a candle body close below here. We have nothing but the wicks to defend us, right? I'm talking about that on every asset too. Let's get rid of some of these memes. But yeah, we could potentially capitulate again. I'm out of my trades, everybody. I'm out. I'm done. Done for the meantime. I'll get back in when we see some more strength. This is just horrible price action. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's got to be dumping. Yeah, Bitcoin Dumpasaurus down back at 95.5. This Adam and Eve looks to play out on the 1 hour. I don't think that 4-hour Adam and Eve is going to play out, everybody. We got a lot of volume above us that wants to sell. It looks like we're coming down. And I'm not saying that this is the top, but it could have been. It definitely could have been, right? And it seems like every day we're flopping back and forth, back and forth. But we're below the high volume node that we developed over this range. We've had 3 red days in a row. And it's looking bad. It's looking bad. We have had 4, as it stands, 4 red weeks in a row for Bitcoin. Was that the top? Was that it? Could have been. Are we coming back down to 65,000? What do you guys think? Are we coming back down to 65,000? Are we going to fill this gap in the VRVP? All right, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Yes, this is double top. Could have been. This is horrible price action. And, there's yeah, this is absolute garbage. I'd be lying to you guys if I said this was an easy trading environment. It's not. It is not, right? We're below the high volume node. The likelihood is that we come down here and test the next high volume node, right? We got a little, these nodes are pretty big, right? We could stop there. When we start breaking below that, man, there's not much to catch us. We have a minor high volume node right here that caught this wick here. But it is not looking good in the near term, especially for altcoins. Look at these about to roll. Are we going back down to the bear market lows? This is Ondo, my favorite project, right? Are we going back down to 60 cents? Are we going back down to, you know, the bear market lows? Is this a washed project? Is it done? Right? Could be, right? It's my favorite, but it could be. And everybody's going to say, oh, alt season imminent on Twitter, alt season imminent, alt season imminent. Alt season will not happen if Bitcoin collapses. It won't. It won't. No shot. No shot. It has before. Why? Because of mass speculation, right? But nobody's going to trust any altcoin. I don't care if it's Ethereum, XRP. I don't care if it's one of the macro caps. You will see massive capitulation in the altcoins if this high volume node doesn't get reclaimed. It'll be devastating, and we won't see a green time period here, right? Between the day, week, and month. It could be months before we see another one, right? Right. Look at that. Absolutely devastating on the daily. All right. But keep your head up, everybody. Keep your chin up. It is okay. We will recover from this, right? There will be bullish price action again. Devastating. Solana taking a nosedive, about to break key support here. This could be as people sleep tonight. This is 1:03 o'clock in the 1:03 in the morning my time, right? About 2 o'clock in the morning for Central. This could dump. This could dump massively, right? You could see a 4-hour candle like nothing you've ever seen before. Is that going to happen? I would say that the likelihood is high tonight. The likelihood is high comparatively, right? We can see mass capitulation in these altcoins. Are we going to see a wick that gets bought back up massively like this? We could. But you start breaking 200 MAs and you close candles below there, that's a wrap for alt season. Let's look at the total crypto market cap here. Let's look at the total crypto market cap. Give us an idea. Let's look at the total crypto market cap. That looks absolutely atrocious. 3.1 trillion. We were up here at almost 4 trillion, everybody. Now we're sitting at 3.1 trillion, looking to fill that gap in the VRVP back down to 2.32 trillion, right? Next high volume node sits at 2.25, which we haven't been at since before President Donald Trump got elected. Yeah, this is a tough trading environment. Let's look at it without Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's crushed, I guarantee it. Yeah, devastating. 882 billion when we were up here at almost 1.2 trillion. So your average altcoin is down 33%, everybody. 33% average. Some are stronger than others, but it is what it is as it stands. Are we going to break this 200 MA and our altcoin's done? Our altcoin's done. Are we going to come back down here where we were before the president got elected? You know, down to this 564 billion. Is there a further 33% correction to the downside coming? From the highs, is there a 60%, a 50-60% chance, or a 50-60%, drop for the altcoins coming on average? It could be. We want to see this 200 MA hold on the daily. We want to see this high volume node high volume node in. You saw me, everybody. They got me on the fear right there. I'm out. This looks absolute blood red, horrible, right? I was speculating on a recovery. It looked really good today, especially as the volume was picking up as the Asian markets open. But since then, devastating. Devastating. We got a pump. We got a massive pump, right? And, we dumped for all, or this was the pump earlier, right? We pumped about $20 billion. We fell below the 1 hour 200 SMA. I may be sitting on my hands for a little bit for a trade opportunity here, because this is something that, I'm going to be watching here for the altcoins. I'm going to be looking at my fib retracement here from the high, coming back down to 786 billion, where we're likely to see a massive buy up. But that's $100 billion from here. That's another 12%. Are we going to bleed throughout the night? I will be up tonight, keeping you guys updated on X. If you're interested in following my trades and ideas on X, follow me at BoysCrypto102. That is my Twitter handle, BoysCrypto102. But you're likely not to see anything from me except for words of caution, as we are below this 1 hour 200 SMA. We have a death cross right there forming on the 1 hour time period. I will be speculating here at that 786. I'll see what the reaction is like in the golden pocket, but that's a wrap for me. Altcoins are done for now. They're done for now. Until Bitcoin could show some strength, they're done. Ondo dumping, Bitcoin dumping, Solana absolutely getting rinsed, done. Ethereum, let's see XRP. Let's see how XRP is doing. XRP doing okay. Nah, testing the 1 hour 200 SMA. If that doesn't hold, look to come down to a high volume node at about 241. What did I say about XRP? 241, right? Where's that? That's that high volume node here. Let's see. Come on, VRVP, load up here. That's a high volume node. We lose that, you're going to see a mass capitulation for XRP. Heard it here first. Heard it here first, everybody. Mass capitulation on XRP. You'll see it on Twitter. Oh, everybody buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Have you seen a dip here? Look at this chart. Is there a dip? Has there been a dip? No, there has not been a dip on XRP. You could argue that this was a dip, but you have all, you buy the dip, right? What if the dip's not over, right? What if this was just the beginning of something greater, right? This was, let's get rid of some of our work here. I just hear people on the side caution. I'm talking about XRP here, but I'm talking about the entire crypto market cap as a whole, right? That's a 618 retracement, right? Bearish 618, boom, further to the downside. That's what the charts are saying, right? That's what the charts are saying right now. I don't mean to flip bullish to bearish. I was bullish earlier in the day, everybody. I had longs open and they got absolutely rinsed. You saw me lose trades here on the live. It is what it is. Yeah, we lost a couple $100 today. It is, you know, hey, we will recover from this. We will come back from this. But right now, there's absolute blood red, and it shows no sign of recovery. On the day, you see a lot of things down double digits and continue to capitulate. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. April said, fill the gap, long-term stability. Yeah, you could fill the gap on some of these things, but you know, are we likely to, we could come down and test the highs here, right? Was that a perfect high retest? Nah, kind of. Yeah, maybe long-term stability. These institutions that are buying, I don't know why they're buying right now. I don't know why. I don't know. Why would they be buying right now if this wasn't the local bottom, right? That's my thought process. Why would the big institutions, the people who have control of most of this stuff, be buying right here, right? As indicated by the World Liberty Financial Wallet, right? As indicated by the BlackRock wallets, they get released every single week. They're legally obligated to tell you what to do. It's public information. Why are they buying all this stuff, right? Who's selling? Who is selling right here? I have no idea. I have no idea. So stay tuned. I will keep you guys updated on the live streams. I'm excited that everybody tuned in tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me on this Tuesday, early morning. Early bird gets the worm, right? So we'll see what happens as we go throughout the night. Do not be surprised to see some mass capitulation here, because that's sort of setting up for, in my mind, right? In my mind, if we can't hold these lows, we could get another massive wick to the downside. I'm talking 30, 40%, right? And it could happen in the blink of an eye, as it had here, right? Before. We get some massive wicks, massive, right? And was that it? Was that the top? I will keep you guys informed and posted, right? I will say my entire thesis on the Bitcoin market sits on this daily 200 MA, right? I will be bullish as long as we are above. I believe we are still in a bull market. We crack that daily 200 MA, I'm done longing. I will open up a short with the stop below the recent high, and I'll ride this down to the bear market. That is my strategy, right? And has that worked out over here? No, right? You fell below, stopped below the high, you would get stopped out there, right? But in the event, right, when you broke below here, right, you put a stop below the high, right, or above the high, that would have paid you. You broke it again, you put a stop below the high, that would have paid you, never stopped out, right? You get up here, retest, right, fall below the 21, stop below the high, that would have paid you all the way to the bear market. That would have paid you all the way to the bear market. Look at these massive moves. So I'll get stopped out. I can get stopped out 2-3 times if that happens on the daily, right? But that one time that it does not happen on the daily with that short being open is going to pay you massively into the bear market. Everybody's going to be like, oh, I'm losing money. I don't know what's going on. And you're making money as the price is going down on Bitcoin. That is exactly what you want in the mind of a trader, right? And even people who opened up, I don't blame people who opened up shorts here, right? You're breaking the 200. Right, I would have waited for a candle close, right? But you're breaking the 200. Every time you break the 200 on the daily, you are risking massive downside, right? And you know, then you can zoom out a little further to the weekly, right? Is this going to hold or is this going to break, right? The weekly 200 is pretty new, right? This crypto assets is only a couple, you know, you're looking at since, you know, 2017 for total, right? When a lot of the newer coins started to get created, like even newer being Ethereum, XRP, things of that nature, right? But you know, is this setting up for a bigger drop to the downside? Look at this. We are dumping as we speak massively. We are massively dumping as we speak. Massively dumping. All right. Look at these red candles coming down. And, you know, this could be the start of something bigger. This could be the start of a massive dump tonight, everybody. Watch your altcoins. Watch your holdings. I'm not saying to absolutely abandon everything, but look at some of these. Let's look at crypto bubbles. This is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, you're looking at 2%, 3%, 5%, 3% in the last 15 minutes, 5 minutes, you're looking at, yeah, Hyperliquid taking back all those gains pretty much. 2%, Telcoin down 1.5%. You have things down, and this is the past 5 minutes, everybody. So watch your altcoins, watch your altcoins, watch your altcoins. And if you're speculating on anything, right, of a kind of capitulation event, I would say, if you think we're still in a bull market, and I believe we are, right, there's no harm in sitting some limit orders down here, right, on XRP. There's no harm in setting limit orders, right, on Ethereum. Right, where's the next high volume node for Ethereum? Ethereum is, I'll bet, is scaring a lot of people right now. Right, after that massive push up, looked like we were going to get the reversals. The whale said no. We're cracking below the 1 hour 200 SMA. That Adam and Eve does not look like it's going to play out on the larger time frames, which I'm very surprised. That has a 10% chance of happening. We can't get above that high volume node at 2,700 again. We are going to fall, and we are going to fall very quickly. Where's the next high volume node on Ethereum? Where is the next high volume node here on Ethereum? Yeah, we break this $2,600 level. The next high volume node sits at about $1,800. Are we going to see an $1,800 Ethereum today? Or not today, over the course of the next week or so? It could happen. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, right? But this is what the charts are screaming that is likely to happen, right? We start breaking these lows. Like, we flip this upside down. Let's flip this upside down and get a different perspective, right? Would you not long this? Look at this. We're breaking above the 200 MA. Look at this flag. All right. Are we flagging out here? Flag and drag, baby. Flag and drag. J4 League of Legends, if anybody ever plays. All right. So look at this flag. Boom. Are we going to get that to the upside? All right. Look at this. You take the long, right? Speculating on the flag. The price action. You go 2 to 1, right? It's inverse, right? With what we're seeing. Well, let's do it with the short. Let's do it with the short. Boop, 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 boop. Short, baby. Going up to below the lows, 2.39, a 1 risk reward ratio above that 200 SMA. Would you not long that? Up to 1687, right? Let's just flip it back up. This would be your play right here. This would be your play. Is that not a bear flag? Bear flag, right? You got your flagpole. Boop. You got your flag. Is that not saying that we're going to dump further to downside? What happens? All these people, look, people got stop losses under here. I promise you, the market makers may want to eat them. Are we coming back down to 1687? Look how fast this has happened before. 1, 2, 3 days. Are we going to get that massive flagpole? It could happen. All right, let's see. Merlin the Trader wants to collab. Man, I've been talking to you on X. I'm excited to work with you. I will respond to you as soon as at the end of this stream. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Hit the like button, peeps. Hit the like button. Thank you, Sin Nasty Kid. Hit the like button, everybody. It really helps the algorithm, helps the channel grow. I really appreciate y'all. All right. Michaela, I feel like a lot of people would want to think about a collab. Yeah, we'll look at doing a collab. That'd be a lot of fun. New to YouTube, everybody, definitely smash up the likes. Leave a comment, subscribe, tell your friends, everybody. I do this every single night for all of you for free, right? Just to share my ideas and thoughts on the market. Cool. Thank you, April. I appreciate you. Yeah, Marin, I will get with you, brother. All right, but that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum, right? Short to the downside. Are we targeting 1687? We could go there. And we could go there very quickly. 1, 2, 3 days is all this took, right? And is it going to hit on a wick? It could happen, right? There is a lot of danger in the market. Imagine the capitulation event, right? Look at all these shorts in here, or all the stop losses, right? Ranging back all the way towards the beginning of January, right? If the whales are strong enough, including this wick, right? The people who long that, if the whales are strong enough to push price below here, right? The mass fear is going to start kicking in, right? The mass fear is going to start kicking in, and we're going to have, we may be dealing with this M pattern right here. Is this an M? M, Matt, Boys Crypto, right? All right, so could that be the case, right? Could we fall down to some of these high volume nodes? No one wants to see a $1,500 Ethereum, a $1,600 Ethereum. Nobody, right? Or are we going to get a massive short squeeze up? At this point in time, anything could happen, ladies and gentlemen. Anything could happen. We are sitting at a pretty key area of support. Boom, boom, boom. Right? We fall below that. We start cracking some of these high volume nodes. We don't hold above. Let's see. We don't hold above, 26, 24. Ethereum's going to fall. Ethereum falls, all altcoins fall. So just watch your altcoins, everybody. Watch your altcoins. Let's pull up dominance one more time before I bid you guys a good night. Dominance, baby. Dominance. Look at this on the 1 hour time frame. This candle looks to close above the 1 hour time frame on the 200, a very bullish sign. Look what happened the last time. The last time we closed a candle above the 1 hour, Bitcoin dominance pumped 8.53%. This was that mass capitulation. This was it. Cross above the 1 hour, 8.71%. That says that no matter what Bitcoin falls, right? If Bitcoin falls or pumps, Bitcoin's going to steal about 10% of the market share from the altcoins. And if that happens to be a dump, right, where people fear and jump into Bitcoin, this could be a massive pump, right? This could be the beginning of something explosive for Bitcoin dominance. It could be. It could be. Was this a channel we just broke out of? Right? Just speculating on some different ideas here. Right? But I am out of all my trades right now. I am out. I am sitting on my hands. I'm going to wait for some kind of consolidation because this has been absolute horrible price action in the near term. But I bid you guys good night with this. Keep up to date with me on Twitter at BoysCrypto102. If you're interested in trading, right? If you're interested in jumping on into these moves, hop on into Blowfin with my link in the description. Also, check out Weeks, a great exchange for learning demo trading and also has very low fees with no KYC. Blowfin also has no KYC. Jump on in today if you would like to trade with me. I'm excited to see all of you guys tomorrow night's live stream. Come on in and join. Thank you for all the support. I have gone over Mandy Coin earlier, Sin Nasty, back up in the stream a little bit. About 20 minutes ago, I went over Mandy, or so, 25 minutes ago, I went over Mandy, and we went over what is going on there. It is a interesting project to say the least, but I do fear that there's a lot of trust in the community that has been lost. But I break it down technical analysis wise, and we will see. Just be careful with those kind of speculative assets. All right. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow on the nightly live stream. Bring your questions, bring your thoughts. I'm excited to see you all then. Until then, Boys Crypto is